what's up players? Welcome to the Nasty Soul channel. Today we're talking double stops. I'm going to show you how to find these double stops with basic pentatonic scales and some cool licks to use with them as well. And if you want to follow along with the interactive tab, check us out on Patreon. Here we go. Alright, now the first step to finding your double stops is knowing what scale to use. And it's as simple as the basic pentatonic scale. So if we're in the key of E minor, we're going to drop right here at the 12th fret. And we just want to start by seeing that same old scale that we all probably know and love. Right, we see that, and it starts as simply playing two notes at a time, right? Two strings at a time, I should say. That 12th fret, both at the 14th fret, on those middle four strings. And then after that, the G and the B string, we're going to change the shape just a little bit and go 14 and 13. There we got staying just right in there in that pattern, double stops like that. And then from there we could think about the extended pattern, right? So our extended pentatonic pattern would go up into that box pattern right there, where we could also do double stops on the 15th fret and 17th fret like this. And then bringing it down, we would take this right here, same shape, boom, boom, boom. So I can go like this from high to low. And as simple as that. So let's try out some of these ideas over chord progression in E minor and see what it looks like. Here we go. Now when it comes to mastering the neck, there's two scales you always want to start with. The first one being the 6th string root, where we found our first E minor chord right here at the 12th fret. But then the next would be our 5th string root. So we find the A string and see where our E is, which would be right here at the 7th fret. And we want to start by finding that pentatonic scale. Boom, there it is. And the cool thing about this one with our double stops, we could do the exact same thing, okay? It's almost like we're thinking more so the B minor pentatonic scale and just doing that same move there, all right? So we start with the double stops on the 7th fret to the 9th fret. Again. And then this time right, we do our 9 and 8. Move that shape up a whole step. And we get on over to our extended pentatonic. It's just that easy, man. It's just that easy. So let's try the same groove with this position now and see what it sounds like. All right. Now before we go on a little bit more, let's vibe on what this chord progression is that we're jamming over. So I said it's an E minor, which is true. I'm not just trying to mess with you. We got E minor, baby. But our chord progression doesn't really play E minor. So let's check this out, all right? So we're going to do a C6 right here on the 8th fret, down to B minor 7, and then down to A minor 7. So we're going to take that move, do it 3 times, and then move on over to a G major 7. And then an E major chord, which takes us out of the key, but it brightens it up and it gives us just this interesting sound, so it's very nice. And let's look at the way to play these too. So when we have our C6 like this, a common thing that you could do that is just a nice little movement is bar your index finger across the 7th fret on the D and G string, so I could hammer my pinky down to the G string like that. Or I could strum it, you know? And that's the way that I'm going to do this one. I'm going to strum it, hammer down, and grab that B string. Basically a groove like that until I get to my G major 7. than my E major. And of course, when we're jamming over this, we would do E minor the whole time until that E major chord where I got to switch to E major. And it's just a good challenge if you're not very comfortable with switching keys and whatnot. That one chord, that one little moment is a good challenge to go from E minor to E major and start to explore your fretboard mastery. That's what we want to do. We want to get there, baby. All right? So now that we know what's going on, we got our double stops, we know what scales we're using, it's all dope, we know where to go. Let's throw in some extra licks too and throw in some neo chords, all right? And if you want to learn a little bit more about neo chords, check out my Neo Soul book right there. But here's a lick for you in the key of E minor. And if I went a little fast for that, you could follow along with Interactive Tab in the Patreon link below. Alright, so let's try this lick out with the jam. Here we go. And now the last thing, of course, is being able to switch keys. So we did this in E minor. Let's find it in A minor now. So step one, find your 6-string root. With A minor, it's going to be here at the 5th fret. And of course, that's our favorite little pentatonic pattern. And we locate the middle 4 strings and just think about just a standard kind of double stop move, 2 strings at a time. Just like that. And then I change my shape right here, move it up a whole step, and then my little extended pentatonic shape. Alright, so let's find the 5th string root too. So I'm going to find my A string, find my A, which if I want to keep this pattern, it's going to be on the 12th fret. I got my pentatonic, and I think about the exact same shape I did before. Just like that, move it up a whole step, extended. Beautiful. And then the very last thing, this is a tricky part, that lick that I did earlier, that neo chord lick. So that one's pretty tricky to find, and where I start with it is on the 4 chord. That's what I want to think about. So when I did it in E, I basically played an A minor to start, which is the 4 of E. So now I want to think, we're in the key of A, what's the 4 of A minor? D minor. Okay, so I find my D right here, and then from there, I want to put that lick together. And it brings it down into that A minor pentatonic. So now we got all these ideas to jam around with. Our double stops on the 6th string root, our double stops on the 5th string root, our neo soul chords. Boom, we can sound pretty dope right now. So let's try this over A minor and see what comes out. If I went a little fast in this lesson, I have interactive tabs that go along with this lesson and past lessons as well. So you could read the tab, follow along, slow down at your own pace, and pick up all these licks and ideas. So definitely check that out. The link is in the description below. And if you want to learn a little bit more about double stops and neo chords and just have it laid out in front of you in a nice visualized form, check out my Neo Soul guitar book. You can learn more about it right there. And of course, keep jamming and stay nasty.